Hello everyone, this Thierry Séquard tutorial number 13 starts the third and last part of the electromagnetism series, dedicated to the eddy current. In this first episode, we will see the condition to get eddy current. We will talk about Foucault and we will be more focused of what happened in the iron core used to concentrate the magnetic flux. I remind the Ampere's law which make the link between electricity and magnetism. With the circulation of the vector H around the wire carrying a current I, we can see that the H field is everywhere inside and outside the wire. Eddy currents are present where we have at the same time variation of magnetic field and variation of current. Magnetic field and current are located in the colored area, means in the wire. As magnetic field is created by a current, eddy currents are present in all electrical conductors with a current variation. In 1851, Foucault found that the force to turn a copper disc increases when the disc is placed between two magnetic poles. At the same time, the disc is warmed up by itself due to current induction, called in French courant de Foucault. Here we have an inductor with N copper winding around a magnetic circuit made with iron. Up to now, in the part number 1 and number 2, we consider that magnetic flux permeability could be increased with an iron core to concentrate the magnetic flux. In this state, as before time t1, the current flowing in the N winding provides a magnetic flux phi equal Bs, with H equal N times IL divided by L. L is the magnetic circuit length. A part of the flux is in the air gap between copper and iron, and the second part of the flux is in the iron core. Now, if we stop the current in the copper coil, as the iron is a conductor, after the time t equal t2, an equivalent current N times IL will flow with a single turn in a thin layer of the core to envelop and keep the maximum of the magnetic flux in the iron. Again, a small analogy between capacitor and inductor. As electrical charges Q cannot be changed immediately in a capacitor, the magnetic flux phi cannot be changed immediately in the magnetic circuit. The iron current can keep the magnetic flux in the iron, but cannot keep the flux in the air. So we lose the magnetic flux located in the air between the coil and the iron. In the part number 2, we discuss about the transformer with a primary and secondary winding. As the iron is a conductor of the electricity, the iron core can be considered as the secondary of the transformer with a single layer shorted on its own single winding resistance. Of course, the secondary voltage Vs is not measurable, but an image of the Vs voltage can be seen on the primary multiplied by the N turns of the primary coil. The iron current rotates on the edge of the iron cylinder, but as the complete cylinder is in iron, in the middle of the rotating current, it is a big short circuit, so the question is, why the current rotates on the edge as the internal short was not existing? When a N-turn coil sees a magnetic flux variation, the voltage across the coil is V equal N times d phi over dt. In general case, the model of the N-turns coil is a voltage source V in series with N times the one-turn resistance R. This can be called a macro model. Now, of course, if N equal 1, the model becomes a source voltage V equal d phi over dt in series with a resistance R for one turn. But this macro model reaches its limit if the winding is shorted on its own resistance R. If we show the current capital I rotating on the thin edge of the iron cylinder of diameter A, as an example, we can imagine the one-turn resistance R cut in 4/4 resistance in series with a voltage V equal to R times I. But in this simplified model, if we measure on opposite sides, we will measure V over 2 across half R or V over 4 across R over 4. If L is a resistor length and A the iron cylinder radius, we can define a small length element dl equal A times d theta. If we zoom on this small element crossed by a current capital I, we can define dV and dr element with I times dr equal dV. So the voltage across the element dl is 0 volt. So if you take a voltmeter and measure the voltages between any points on the shorted winding, you will measure 0 volt. If we do the integration of those infinite small dV and dr element, of course we will have V and R. A more realistic model can be done with several elements delta R and delta V. If the winding is open, the red arrow will measure the integrated voltage V. But now, if the winding is shorted, the model explains very well why we cannot measure the voltage V, but at the same time we learn at school that the sum of the voltage for a closed circuit was 0 volt. I want to thank you for your attention. On my next Thierry Sicard tutorial number 14, we will review how to do an inductor model with eddy current. See you soon and stay tuned.